Welcome to the Wandering Métis. Today we're out at Eagle Ridge Dog Kennels, just outside Wawota, where time seems to tick differently. Over the past 2 days, temperatures have plunged to a bone-chilling -40, yet the rhythm of life out here doesn't miss a beat. We're with Garrick, Dexter, and Monroe exploring the legacy of sled dogs, steadfast partners who help the Métis stay on pace, carrying goods, guiding hunts, and foraging trade routes. Their tireless spirit kept us moving through the toughest of times. This is the Wandering Métis. Let's dive in.
Hey, Garrick. How you doing?
Good. How's your drive?
Good, good. Nice to see you.
Jason, how's it going?
Good. You too? Yourself?
Awesome.
So?
Nice, cool day.
Yeah, it was a long drive here, but I'm glad I made it. Looking forward to spending a couple days here with you guys and learning about the dogs.
Give you a little glimpse of what a day-to-day looks like, and I'm hoping tomorrow we can have a little bit of fun.
Sure. How long has Eagle Ridge been in existence?
This will be going on my 5th winter.
So Dex, let me ask you, so your daughter's here working.
Yeah.
What does it mean to you to have your daughter learning to be a racer?
Well, for me, as a parent, you give your kids opportunities and experiences. And if they love it, you go with it. And we got involved in 2020 when Garrick came down to do a tour for our Métis local. And then he moved down closer the next year and he's like, hey, do you want to help out? And now here we are. She's doing last year 100-mile races, this year 200-mile races, and she's got 3 of her own dogs here.
So what did it mean to have the dogs at the Métis local?
It was cool because yes, it was a form of transportation years ago in our culture and history, but you don't see it in southern Saskatchewan, right? So for our people and our citizens to experience that, and then even when we're training at the park or all over, other people to witness it, it's people are really supportive now because they're seeing it. It's more vocal, it's more visual. Like when they're doing training runs, they'll run into town and do laps around blocks, you know, all phone up the old folks home. Hey, do you want to bring the people to the front window so they can see the dog sled teams go by? So just the support that he's getting, but even Monroe being from town, that she's getting just the people cheering her on and stuff, and, you know, showing that we're Métis people and this is what we can do and what we can bring and what we used to use. It's just a cool way of showcasing it.
I know that when we go to the kennels, it's going to get really loud. Maybe, Garrick, maybe do you want to pull out, after we go for a little walk over, do you want to bring out a few of your prize dogs, we'll say, or like the ones that are, you know, mean the most to you, and we'll meet them here.
Not supposed to pick favorites yet.
No,
Yeah.
I don't want anybody to tell me my favorite.
Yeah.
I'm not even thinking it. But yeah, we'll go in and they'll get all crazy and loud, and then
They'll calm down after a few minutes.
they'll calm down, and then we'll pull a couple out while we get some daylight.
Yeah, sure.
Go from there.
Sounds good.
So these 2 boys here, they're yearlings. So this is their rookie season for racing. They're just old enough to race with us this year. And these brothers, so we go off of theme litters with the puppies. So Bowser and Mario, and then their sister is Peach over there. But the brothers Bowser and Mario, they're on my team this year. And
So for these dogs to be mushing dogs, do they love this? Do they love to race every day?
When you want to meet a dog and we bring them and put them on this drop line, it's going to get ridiculous in here because they all think it's time to go.
in the dog yard, they will get very energetic because they all want to go. They want to be the ones that get to go and spend that time with you out on the trail. Mole and I have been working on, and like I've been working with her this last year because she is bumping up to the 200-mile race. It's, hey, you need to run at very weird times of the day. You need to run at 2 in the morning. You need to run at 11 o'clock at night. You need to get these random routines and patterns in with yourself where you're just exhausted, but you know your routine for your dogs, and your dogs know what to expect from you, because when it comes time to the race time,
when you're tired and it's, oh, I'd really like to sleep and just crawl into my sleeping bag, there's dog chores to do. You gotta feed, you gotta massage dogs, you gotta vet them down. And then once all of your, say 20 minutes to a half an hour routine is done on the race, then you can kind of take care of your own needs, right?
This episode's been kind of a couple years in the making. We planned to come out last year and all the snow melted on us. So
we didn't have any before. And now, this is a typical winter.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here now. Let's meet some dogs.
For sure.
These two lovely ladies over here, Kona and Kimmy, they are, if you don't come and say hi to them, these two will pout if they're not running, if they're not getting attention. Come here, Kimmy. These two are sisters, separate, different, same mom, but different dads.
Oh, okay.
So this little powerhouse is Mo's main leader, and very strong-willed, like the ones I was saying that can be difficult to work with. Her right there. She will test you as much as she can till you get frustrated.
So this is Kona. She is kind of in the face of the kennel. She was gifted to me from Kevin. She's going on 4 years old. She's a very, like Dexter said earlier, strong-willed, strong, motivated female. But she comes from a sprint racing bloodline background, and all of the dogs that I've received or bought for like over the years that have that sprint genetic, they've done really well with the mid-distance races. But then now in the last couple of years, getting into those distance bloodlines, the Mackeys, the Campos, the Seavies, the Reddington genetics, those guys that have proven their genetics over the years, it's far superior. I'm not saying that she's not a great dog. She's a phenomenal dog.
She's great for training the young ones because she can free run, and her recall.
She has some of the best recall in the entire kennel. Her and her sister, I can let the young dogs off and they respect her because she's been around the entire time, but they respect her in the sense just she knows she's the boss, right?
So this big guy, this is Giant. So he is one of my rock star leaders. He came to us from Jesse, Terry, and Mary England, so on the land kennel in Sioux Lookout, Ontario, so another Indigenous kennel. Giant won the Canadian Challenge twice with Jesse. He's done the John Bear Sled Dog Marathon, so has experience with some races that we haven't gone to yet. So I'm excited to see his progression over the next couple of years. Last year he had a breakout season, being the first full season at the kennel. I used him straight as a full-fledged lead dog. He's what we call a command leader, so he will G and haw when you ask him to. In the last couple of weeks, with it being cold out, he's been in the mindset because we've been doing what we call double runs. So I'll do a 20 or 30 mile run, so that might take me 3.5 hours for a 30. I'll rest them over here away from their house so that they have to bed down and rest. They have to sleep away from their house, away from their space, right? So that they're getting ready for that race mindset. And it kind of seems like he's continuing that mindset at his spot. He's pulling straw out and bedding down beside his house. He's like, nah, I'm good. It's minus 35 out and I'm gonna sleep outside my house.
Okay. And you mentioned G and ha. Tell me about G and ha.
So G is what we say to go right. Ha is left, so it's very similar to those commands that the guys will use with the horses. And then to go, we don't say hike. Oh, sorry, we don't say mush. So mush is a French term for to walk or to run. So during the era of the fur trade with the French settlers and the early on Métis, the French guys, they would see the mushers and their teams, the marsh. So that's kind of how the term mush came. And then so now people will say hike. Most of the time I'll just whistle. And he knows what's up. Him and I have spent countless hours
on the trail over the last year already. Like we started fall training in September as long as it was 10 degrees out. I have a good idea what he's thinking, and he knows what I'm thinking when we're out on the trail. And it's really good working bond and a really solid working relationship.
And so we've met Kona, we've met Giant. Who are we gonna?
You gotta meet my favorite.
Okay.
She's gonna retire on my cow.
And who do we have here?
This is Smarty.
Hey, Smarty.
She's the old lady of the kennel. She's 9, right?
Yeah.
And she's still racing.
Wow. You've got an old face.
Oh yeah.
She's got a very old face.
She's an old soul. She
Hi.
She loves it. Well, they all love attention.
Yeah. There's traditional medicines that we use on the dogs for their muscles, for their feet. And we'll kind of show you some stuff over the next couple, like tonight and tomorrow. Some of the things that we use as gear, and my leaders and my team know me in and out. I know them in and out, and they listen to me very well. But if I try to work with Monroe's team, because she has a little more of that strong-willed female energy on her team, they'll give me attitude and they won't listen because they know, oh, it's not Mo. Yeah. Or if Dexter tries to run my guys, they know, oh, well, I'm not gonna listen, I'm just gonna do what I want, right? So it's kind of perfect timing. We got Monroe pulling up with some straw, so we're gonna get some fresh bedding in with these guys, and we're gonna start cutting up these straw bales. So we use wheat straw for bedding. The hay bales, which is kind of nice, but what we'll do, Jay, we'll put that bale in that orange calf sled. So we're gonna start off over here on our raptor corner. We'll go see your buddies Mario and Bowser.
Okay.
These guys get really excited when they see and they get a fresh straw day. These bales they split into sections pretty nice. So with these, what I do, I like to break the bale, that piece, in half and put it on both sides of the barrel. The barrels insulate really well, but I like to have the dogs they're gonna make the straw their own anyways, but at least this way they have some dry straw and they're gonna be nice and warm. But these guys, they have super good coats anyways, so like Giant, he's just sleeping outside of his house.
Really, eh?
Yeah.
So on the sides, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he'll just kind of make it his own, and this is a lifestyle and you need to love it, because if you don't, I've never met anybody that doesn't love this, because this is a 24-hour a day, 360, like it's a full year commitment. This is a lifestyle, right? So kind of what we were saying before, their needs come before my own. And my fiance, my stepdaughter, they love the dogs. They love kind of being immersed in what we do and what I do, and they were kind of thrown into it.
Oh.
In the 3.5 years of us being a family.
Oh.
And we notice on these cold days, like we try to put as many calories in these dogs as we possibly can. Race, training, and cold days, because when they're shivering, they're losing body weight.
Okay.
So that when they have that fresh straw, they're better insulated. And then, so like I came and gave them a meal in the morning, because I know it was colder today. And then I came and gave them a snack. So they'll kind of see some leftover kibble on the ground, and just kind of giving them just a little snack before you guys showed up. And then we'll give them, Mo's got their soup. And usually we feed that after we run, but we get to hang out with you guys tonight, and it's a colder night, so we're gonna let these guys relax and try to conserve some energy for our fun day tomorrow.
All right, Monroe, what are we gonna do?
We're gonna soup everybody.
Okay, and what's in the soup?
Kibble, and then this is the lung stuff, man. Yeah, lung.
There's some deer in there too.
Yeah,
Lung of what?
beef
Beef lung.
from the meat shop in town.
Lots of organ meat.
What's your favorite part of being a dog musher?
The dogs.
And how many dogs do you have?
I have 3. This one, her name's Minty.
Uh-huh.
That black one, his name's Earl. And then the one beside him, that's Bear.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And where did you acquire the 3 dogs?
I was gifted her from Jesse Terry and Mary England. I bought him, and then Bear is from the oopsie litter we had, so I just took her home.
I came here to get dirty, so. Okay, where do you want me to start?
Wherever you want.
Okay, I'll start with the prize dog behind me, Kona, is that right?
Yeah,
Okay.
She's waiting for you.
she's waiting.
Do I need to go supervise them?
Yes.
Maybe.
So dig from the bottom. Dump it out and eat it off the ground.
Okay, team, it was a great first day here at Eagle Ridge. Garrick, what are we going to be doing tomorrow?
Well, we're gonna start off bright and early, and we're gonna get our soup mixed up for the morning for a couple of training runs, and we'll get a team out with our, we'll test out our new boggin with you guys tomorrow, and we got it all rigged up and everything, so it should be good to go. And we'll go for what we call a fun run. We'll go for a couple of miles, and we'll see if you're musher enough, you're handler enough after tonight. Definitely after spending so many hours in the dog yard scooping and feeding and strawing.
And Monroe, what's your plan for tomorrow?
I'm gonna do a double run.
What's that mean?
What's a double run?
One, probably a 25 tomorrow in the morning, and then I'll give him a couple of hours of a rest, and then I'll run him again.
What is your most favorite part about dog mushing?
Dogs.
The dogs.
The dogs? And do you have a favorite?
Yes.
How many favorites?
My whole team.
Do you actually have one specific favorite?
I don't know, actually.
Well, it was really an enjoyable first day here. I learned a lot and you guys shared a lot with me. So look forward to being here at 7:30 a.m. and
Coffee will be on.
Coffee will be on, and hopefully you guys can put me on a dog sled tomorrow. All right, well, that's a wrap for day one, and we'll see you bright and early.
Awesome.
Morning, Garrick.
Morning, Jay. How's it going, bro?
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Nice to see you.
Good to see you again.
Yeah.
You had a good night?
Yeah, I really good. Had a good sleep.
Good.
So I put out a Facebook post this morning telling people that it's going to be cold, but I'm excited to be here.
That's good.
I'm looking forward to the day.
Yeah.
So what do we have planned for today?
So this morning, Musher Mo and Dexter, so they're just getting hooked up for her first run. I think she's aiming for a double run. It's kind of our plan last night that she's going to do double 25s today, so it'll be a total 50-mile day for her team. I want to see how strong the dogs are. We're going to try some truck mushing, what we call it. I think we might test out that Bronco of yours. When we start moving dogs, we call it walking them in two-wheel drive because they're so strong. If we walk them in four-wheel drive on all fours, they'll just drag us to our drop lines. So what we do, we just pick them up by the collar and they walk along. It's not mean or inhumane or anything. They know how to do it.
A lot of work here, and your love for your dogs, and like you say, nothing inhumane. It's all for the love of the dogs. Is what I really like to hear that. And
we're still doing things in a traditional way, but we're using modern technology. Yes, the toboggan, that toboggan, it's traditional mode of transportation, right? Those are stories and teachings from our older brothers, Mahagan and Wasakichak, that have been passed on through generations.
Well, let's get to work. Sounds good. We'll go over here and we'll get Mo suited up and ready to go. Morning, boys. Hi. Hi.
She'll do 25 to 30 miles, come back, and we'll rest them here in the straw.
And will you keep them on the gang line when they come back?
It's good for practice for races when we gotta be at a checkpoint and camp out. When he's doing qualifiers, I can't help him.
I can visit with him, but he can't help me.
Oh, you have to, at the races, do
Everything by myself.
So when a qualifier with no help, so he'll pre-pack bags that'll be left at checkpoints. So food for him, food for the dogs, extra clothes for him, extra booties, extra harnesses, extra boots.
So even that has to be done by yourself?
Yeah. Because at the Iditarod, like that's what his goal is, you have no help. So you have to do that for 8 to 14 days of no help.
Holy cow. And that's a 1,000-mile race.
So at La Ronge, you'll do a 200-mile race, and there'll be 50 miles of checkpoint, 50 miles of checkpoint. So he's got to have everything prepped for each checkpoint, label the bags. That way you know, okay,
Color code them.
I didn't use my booties last time. I know what's in the bags to make it more efficient for him. And then get the dogs taken care of like we were saying last night first, and then he can rest.
They'll let me know when they're ready to go. Usually camp, like training right now, my run rest schedule is the exact same. If I run for 3 hours, my dogs rest for 3 hours. If we run for say 5 or 6 hours, they rest for the same amount of time. But in a race scenario, we might do 50 miles in 4 hours and I'll let them rest for 2 and then we go again. But I know by time race time happens in February for that race, they're ready to go.
So even the Iditarod, they have mandatory rests. There's 2 8-hour mandatory rests,
mandatory
24-hour rests. Right, that way people aren't just going and gassing their dogs.
Yeah.
So then even the challenge, because it's 9 hours mandatory rest, your last checkpoint stop in La Ronge is minimum 5. So you use up the rest of your hours how
do
you
your
want.
last 50 and blow through and try to do 100 miles straight. I'm contemplating about doing a potential 75-mile run at the challenge.
And people have different strategies.
We'll see.
Like you don't have to stop at each checkpoint, but you have to use up your hours of rest.
Yeah.
And the guy that holds the record for the fastest Iditarod time rested for 52% of the time in that 8 hours, or that 8 days. So that benefits resting properly because your dogs are fresher, healthier.
Okay, so now Mo's out on the trail doing her first 30 mile. What are we going to do now?
Well, we have a couple different options. We can either go in the boggin first, or we can try and catch her with your Bronco.
With the dogs hooked up to the Bronco?
Yeah.
Sure, let's try that.
Which one do you want to do first?
Let's try the Bronco.
Yeah?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, baby, that was fun. The power of the dogs is beautiful. It's just nice to see what they can do and they can accomplish, and to know they're working dogs enjoying themselves is pretty special.
Thanks for coming out, guys.
Well, Garrick and Dexter, I really enjoyed my time here at the kennel. I learned a lot. Do you have any words of advice or anything to close with?
If you get the opportunity to hear people say it all the time, with your family, your kids, your grandparents, whatever, and there's dog sled tours going on in your community, or you can go somewhere, go check it out. Gives you a different appreciation for a working dog. But these working dogs, there's 40 pets in there, not just 40 animals.
They're family members, right? And not a lot of people know
exactly where Wawota is, but extend that invitation, because as Métis people, Indigenous people, we are a huge community, right, on Turtle Island, and to extend that invitation to our distant community members, come say hi. You want to come and visit the dogs? Come check out and see what we do you want to do a mushing day, learn what it takes to, if you want to learn, if in your family, if a kid or as an adult, you want to look into getting into mushing, come learn.
Okay, so I like to close things out. Every episode and stuff I like to do. First, I'll start with you, Dexter. What words of advice would you like to give a young Dexter Mondor?
Holy, that's a pretty big question. If there's not a chance to experience something, take the opportunity, no matter if it scares the shit out of you.
I would tell myself, get into this earlier on. Go spend more time with Nancy up in Christopher Lake, right? Go and learn more. I'm happy I'm doing this now, but to tell my younger self, do it a little earlier. Yeah, this is probably Garfield.
You got a visitor, a cat.
Yeah, I've got a couple of friend cats, sled cats.
Well, I'd like to thank you for inviting me out here.
Of course, happy that you were able to come out for the night. And
yeah. Today was a perfect day. It was chilly when we started, but that's what the dogs love, and that's what you need to have good opportunity. So thanks again for everything, and of course, for anybody out there that would like to come and see and experience the dog mushing here down in Wawota, you're all welcome to come. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow the Wandering Métis on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok.